Real estate agents have a love-hate relationship with new home builders. The reason why is because they do a lot of sneaky stuff to the consumer, the home buyer, and they also try to get sneaky with us as well. Sometimes we like them, and sometimes we absolutely hate them, and sometimes they produce a horrible product. I don't know if you watch on TikTok or Shorts, but there's a couple inspectors that go through and inspect new homes, and they report on all the shoddy work that subcontractors do. Now they're complaining a little bit. They complain that their market is down. Now, this article is from Zonda, and Zonda is a database company that reports on new homes. Spring games absent as new home sell metrics stall. The reason why this is important is because there is a correlation between new home sales and resale homes. I'm selling a couple new homes this year. We help somebody sell their house and represent them on the buy side for a new home. But new home buyer companies tend to straight arm agents because they don't want us protecting them as consumers. They want to take care of everything on their own. I always make sure that they get a home inspection. One of the last ones I sold, they prevented me from doing that and forced to close with threats. I would always make sure that you have the right to do your own home inspection. Don't use theirs. Use a third party. I have 3 or 4 people that I work with. I always work with one guy, but I always have 2 or 3 other people that give you options. I don't want you to think that I'm always forcing you into one person. I don't really care who you use, but I like the guy that I work with. I like to give him business, but he's also a great guy, and he tends to over disclose, which I appreciate. I'd rather over disclose and scare away mamby-pamby buyers than have somebody come back and say, you didn't disclose this, and I'm going to sue you. This chart represents where we are right now compared to 2020 when there was a firestorm. In 2020, we absolutely hated new home sales companies because they didn't give a crap about us, and sometimes they wouldn't even offer commission. It was a pain in the butt. Nowadays, we're a little more protected. PSI was relatively flat month over month, still near your pending home sales. Yeah, it's kind of flattened out, but that's our market too. I always talk about supply. They're building more, but they're building almost just in time right now. I've been to a few new home developments in Sacramento, and one of the sales reps said, yeah, we're worried right now. And one of my other clients was saying that there's deals to be had, $50,000 off of list price because they're not selling. This is home pending sales index for the select markets, month over month and year over year. Lake is down 14%. Seattle is 20%. Riverside is 33%. San Francisco is down 40%. Where's Sacramento? 15%. San Francisco is the whole Bay Area. This is a snapshot of the top production markets by region. San Francisco area is average, and Dallas is underperforming. Minneapolis is somewhat overperforming. Pricing was nearly flat year over year. The country is seeing flat pricing. In the Bay Area, Santa Clara, we're seeing 7 to 8% increases. San Francisco seeing 13, 14% in resale, but in new homes, it's flat. Community counts continued an upward trend, meaning there's more housing starts, getting ready for the population growth, and weekly quick move-in count. This is important. I don't want to say stagnant, but it's a good way to describe it. The new home builder has to develop or build homes in process. It's a continuous supply chain. So they're doing foundation, framing, electrical, and plumbing. It has to go in a certain way, and they have to build those homes. When they're not sold, they go into quick move-ins, which means they give a little bit of incentives. Maybe they'll give 25% off all the upgrades. It doesn't really matter. When they're move-in and they have a glut of move-in inventory at that development, you can negotiate with them. I don't care about the other buyers. I care about right now. If you want to sell this house, we're taking 10%, 15% off the top, right? And they don't like that, but that's why you use a realtor, because that's our job, is to be a pit bull for you. New homes are seeing a slump. Thinking about buying a new home, understand that there's certain trade-offs from an older home or a resale home, 1950s, 1960s, to a tract-built new home community. Typically, there's smaller lots, even more so nowadays. You get a lot less, and typically they come with and there's one that I heard of that actually have 2 HOAs, which boggles my mind. Why would you have to have two homeowners associations? Because you have a community and then you have the HOA. It's ridiculous. HOAs to me is just an extra tax. Ultimately, the city doesn't want to develop those roads and the infrastructure. If you want to develop this land, you're going to have to take care of all that. That means you're going to have to maintain it, put new road slick on. You're going to have to make sure the sewer is up to date and in compliance with our requirements every year. You're going to have to pay extra money for fire and police and a school. Basking Ridge over on the east side of 101, South San Jose, they have a Melrose tax, and they got the developer to put in a new school 18 years ago. That's good, but it's bad because it's an extra tax. It's about $40,000 to $50,000 per person. And then you have to pay the HOA, keep up with the outside, make sure everything looks good. And yes, there's positives to it, but it's still a tax. It's an added tax. You can't write it off, as far as I know. Melrose, you're stuck with it. And then you have ad valorem taxes on top of that. New homes, big metropolitan areas, it's the trend to go into places. Like I bought a place in Vegas for my parents. It's a retirement community. And of course they have a community center and a golf course and pool. So they're going to pay for the upkeep there. And it's not crazy expensive, but 90% of Vegas is built with the HOA. And it's frustrating to me because when you go into a new home community, you want to buy a single family home, you're stuck with an HOA. Sorry, I'm just going to leave it at that. This episode is brought to you by the Home Inspection Checklist. If you're thinking about selling your house, get your honey-dos list in order and get those repairs done. If you need handyman, I'll send you my handyman to go take care of that. Download the inspection checklist and get your home ready to sell. This is REO of the week. And when I first came to the United States, I moved to Oakland. My aunt lived on Crocker Highlands. This area right here is a very nice, well-to-do area. Claremont up in the hills, the Piedmont Hills over in this area. This is north of Oakland. I used to live right here in Park, and then my aunt lived Crocker Ave right here. If I can find the school, I'll show you. Maybe that's the school? No. Anyway, this whole area back here is very nice. Everybody thinks Oakland, ooh, but this is a really nice area. This is on an avenue, so it's a little busy. 10 bedrooms, 5 bath, 4,700 square feet, built in 1923, and it's been on market 53 days. This is a bank-owned property. And if you're interested in moving to the Claremont area, this looks like a big old storybook. It's beautiful. It's overrun because they neglected it, but old world charm. And Oakland doesn't get as crazy hot as San Jose. This is going to be a fixer-upper for $2 million. It's a nice house, though. There you go. This is Apple Home of the Week. I picked Paintbrush because it was brand spanking new, not my listing. There it is. You can take a look at where it is. Anyway, this is near Apple. It is Paintbrush Drive, not my listing, 2.7 million. 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,600 square feet, built in 1963. It's a little ranch. So the nice thing is it's on a corner, but it's a corner. If I owned it, I would have fenced right here and enjoyed a nice side yard for my dogs, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to pay $2.7 million for a ranch house. Just not. Because I don't work at Apple. But if I worked at Apple and I was an engineer and I wanted to be really close to the Apple campus, yeah, I would absolutely buy it. There you go. Mountain View Home of the Week. List price decrease, almost $3 million. Let's see what the original list price was. 2.88, now it's 2.880. Yeah, $8,000 off of $3 million. Calderon Ave, not my listing, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,800 square feet, built in 1997. Not saying it's bad, but let's go take a look inside. It needs to be painted. There's some dating there I'm looking at, like the railings could be white, tile on the pony wall. You know what? It's not so bad. I don't mind it. I like the granite. I like the wood cabinets. It's nice. I always say that I like granite over quartz because it's a natural stone. It just holds up better. However, I looked at some houses the other day and there was a certain granite that was just right where the bottom part of the sink was, that everything cracked. Like every one of them were cracked. So they all have to be replaced. Could be because of renters or kids or what have you. So that's an office. I wouldn't call it an ADU. Yeah. So this is on an avenue. It's a semi-busy street, but it looks like there's stop right there. So you're not going to get a ton of traffic noise. Mountain View. There you go. $3 million. Okay. And then let's talk about the 40 days on market. 40 days on market has been ticking up. We're at 150 right now, but it's nowhere where we were in August of last year. 90 days on market is 40. That's the red line right there. It's trending down. And then our Bay Area, we have 66. In all of California, we have 210, which is right here. And it doesn't look like I'm seeing any hockey sticks. It's nothing to worry about. Inventory is going up. It's good. Both Santa Clara County and San Jose City, you're seeing things go up. We have more inventory now than we have in the past year. It's a good indicator to make it a balanced market. For sellers, it's not so good. For buyers, buyers know right now they're getting more and more educated about the market today. They know they can be picky about the house. So if it's not priced right, it's going to sit on the market for a very long time. That's why we see the 40 days on market taken up. We also see inventory. So supply is going up, demand is staying the same, if not going down a little bit, because rates haven't really gone down. And there's a lot of turmoil in the news today about what's going on with stock market, what's going on with tariffs, what's going on with crypto, what's going on with all this other stuff. So locally, you will be affected. Your house will be on market a little bit longer. So just accept it right now. And it sucks because we're right in the middle of the selling season, March, April, May. There's a lot of people that I watch on YouTube that talk about the economics and what's going on right now, and they're expecting something like the 2008, but I don't see it. It could happen, but maybe in a smaller part of it, because if the economy does crash or the tariffs really hurt our economy, less people are going to be able to buy houses because they'll be out of a job. Bottom line is less people will be buying houses. Good for buyers. I don't think Santa Clara County or the Bay Area will go into a buyer's market, which is 6 months, rule of thumb. As pricing deflates, we're going to look at pricing in the next couple of days. As we see pricing decrease, more buyers will enter the market. We always say that when the interest rates go down, more people